Hey Aquarius, what's up? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. Alright, first card that we have out is Ten of Swords. Nine of Cups. Knight of Wands. Alright. Ten of Swords is looking like you just went through something that had been difficult, like a mental trial of some sort that you were moving through. So I'm seeing that coming to a close. Then I'm seeing Nine of Cups and I'm seeing Knight of Wands. See how Knight of Wands is running towards the Nine of Cups? There may be something now available to you that you're chasing after. When I say chasing after, Knight of Wands is the part of you that is like, okay, now I'm motivated, now I have a vision, now I know where I'm going. It can be like that type of thing. But whatever you were dealing with before may have not sort of like allowed this process to happen. So you could be at a point where you're like, now that this is over, I'm feeling super enthusiastic about things, where I just like want to go for this. That can be the way that you're feeling. And you can also be clear on what you want now too. Whereas maybe that was something that was being worked out before. Now I'm seeing you be sure about whatever this is. Yeah, you were definitely just going through something mentally. It doesn't look like it's happening anymore. I'm seeing this situation be over. Like this has completed. But it could have been feeling like some mental gymnastics that you were going through. Now, I'm seeing King of Swords here, and I'm seeing Three of Pentacles, which Three of Pentacles is a form of... It's like getting better and better at something, like working at something. It's about like working together. I'm seeing you working with this part of yourself that sort of shows up like mentally present because of just needing to work out something. It seems like this has now strengthened a part of you that's on board and seeing things clearly now, that may have been the point of getting through this whole thing that you were working through. And I'm seeing you come out of this situation really showing up, so you could feel like your voice is really strong. You could feel like mentally you're in a place where I'm getting things that are associated with thoughts. You could feel like there's a sense of mastery when it comes to your thoughts, when it comes to your verbal communication, really communicating anything. This is also about like honesty and transparency, those types of things. Like the truth also too with King of Swords. This is about being able to like see the difference between like what's really going on versus what's not really going on. And the difference between like a sense of deception versus truth, even if it's something that we're dealing with within our own selves, where it's like feeling this sense of being disconnected. I'm seeing you like you're online now. I'm seeing you be at this point where you feel really connected with yourself. This can have to do with what you have to say. I'm also seeing Nine of Cups, so this can also be about like what you want or how you want things. You can also be like working with your desire system too, and that being connected with sort of how you're showing up communication wise, or how you're showing up thought wise, or how you're showing up mental health wise, or just things having to do with your psyche, your understanding of things, your perception, what you're really feeling in your heart space, Nine of Cups. And then getting these two energies to work together, where it's like if I want something, I'm not going to be saying the opposite of that. So it's about being aware sort of where you are with things. Because I'm seeing you really excited about something here, and maybe before you felt like you didn't have words for that, or it was hard to articulate it, something like that. Something where there was like a lack of, it can either be a lack of expression or it can be some issue that you were having, like mentally working around something that now I'm seeing whatever that sort of trial was, it's been concluded now. Part of what you are trying to do, communication may be necessary, or you using your like mental problem solving skills, because I'm also seeing the Magician pop out here, which is connected with your Mercury energy, which comes back to being connected with the King of Swords energy too, and those energies working together as well. Your air energy can also be connected with like what you're visualizing, and then Mercury is like, how am I going to make that happen? Mercury is also knowing that at this point you have what you need to move forward with whatever this is going on. Magician is a card of action. So this is like, you're all set up, you have the supplies to do whatever maybe you didn't have before. Like something was missing, or you needed to get to a certain place or achieve something or work something out. Now I'm seeing you be able to step into this position of the Magician, which is like, now let's get into it. But maybe that wasn't the case before, like something was going on where you couldn't do that yet, but now I'm seeing that you can. Okay. Four of Swords, the Fool, Five of Pentacles. This feels like getting up and moving and getting things done, but there could be this feeling of, this can be feeling uncomfortable with inexperience with something. This feels like going from like needing to recharge to then getting up and moving. It's kind of looking like a panda bear to me a little bit. Maybe something about panda bears. Maybe also the spiritual meaning of panda bears. Okay, so what I'm seeing is that based off of what you just went through, you may be out on the other side of this feeling like mentally there's some type of scarcity that you're connecting with. Almost like I just went through this really major thing, and it now put me in a position coming out on this other side where I'm like, how am I going to make this work? That can really be the question. But having the Fool here, this is your guides being like, have faith with what it is that you're doing. And also too, like Five of Pentacles can be, I don't know if I have the means to do this, and that feeling stressful. Like I see Five of Pentacles as potentially feeling like we're missing something that we need, or like missing a resource, whether it be like I don't have the energy for it, or I don't have the connection for it, or I don't have the skill for it, or I don't have the finances for it. It can be like all of these different things. Really whatever's like relevant to the situation that you're in. But having Knight of Wands and having the Magician is your guides actually saying like, on the contrary, you do have what you need for this. And to allow your passion to drive forward because you see what you want, you know what you want. And I'm seeing that be very clear. This is one of those moments that feels like your guides being like, you don't need to know how it's gonna happen. You just need to like know that it will, trust that it will. And if you're gonna pursue this path and really throw yourself onto it, you're gonna make it happen, and things are going to fall into place. But there can be a part of you that's like, I don't know if it's because of what you just went through, it like shook you up a little bit, but it seems like it was putting you in a period where it may have limited you, where you couldn't do much, something like that. But now I'm seeing it be like, okay, you can go now. It's like you sort of got locked in a cage for a little bit, and they're opening it up and like having a difficult time sort of transitioning from one place to another, where it's like you're free now. Before, you didn't want to be locked in the cage. Now that the door is opening, you may be having a hard time recognizing that the door is open and that you can move forward, because everything may just feel a little overwhelming now at this point. I'm seeing 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So you could be like, I don't know where to start, or just like not feeling super confident. Can we get more, actually? This one. I'm seeing too, like you could feel like you've been getting messages to move forward with something, to explore something, to try something out, to see how something goes. Like this dog is feeling like, this little animal down here, it's feeling like something that's communicating with you. What's this Five of Pentacles for? Are you scared to trust your intuition? Like, do you think that, I don't know, it could be like scared to trust your intuition. You could feel like disconnected from your intuition. Five of Pentacles is being clarified by High Priestess. This is like needing to trust in the divine cosmic like order of things. I'm hearing the word ordinance. Even though from a maybe like feeling somehow limited in some way perspective, this is you looking to whatever this is, whatever the High Priestess is, and needing to trust that. But there could be something where you're like still not believing. It's like maybe you feel like you need proof of something, but you're just being told to follow the guidance. Maybe there's also something going on in your personal life too that's connected with this. Oh, for some of you, you could be in a position now where your guides are like, okay, jump, but something could have happened before. Like, I'm making this connection now with the Fool and the Five of Pentacles, where you could have jumped and then something maybe didn't work out. And that may have you feel like feeling weird about your connection with like yourself, with your intuition, like that sort of thing. Because we see the Fool here, and something that I was thinking about, which I don't normally get from this card, is that like I'm seeing this as being a guide, like communicating, and how this person is like on the edge of the cliff. It's like if they're not looking at their footing, they'll like topple over. And that's sort of like the other side of being the Fool. One side is being like optimistic and hopeful and ready to explore and sort of like trusting what you're doing. And the other side of this is being so naive and not paying attention to where one is going that they don't see what's right in front of them and fall over. And having the Five of Pentacles come after feels like somebody toppled over and maybe feeling like the weight of that. But this could be because something going on with the Uranian energy, it wasn't actually balanced. Because this thing would only happen if the energy isn't balanced. Meaning you may have been in one of the extremes of this energy, and then there could have been like a repercussion because of that. But now it could have you feeling like, well, now I don't want to explore at all anymore because of last time that happened. And so now the way that this is like looking to the High Priestess, it's like feeling like in bad shape, and maybe feeling like a mistrust or something like that between the sense of connection. But coming back to this thing about the Fool, like that would only be the case if something like weren't in alignment and there was like a not paying attention to something. Like it could be like some type of idealism that's like unrealistic. Or it can be ignoring some things like you're getting certain signs of like almost something being too good to be true. It could have even been something like that, and then ignoring that and being like, nope, it just is this way, and then something could have happened. And from what you're sensing or what you're feeling from these things, you could have felt like it wasn't supposed to be like that, but who's to say? Maybe that's exactly what was supposed to happen. But it could have been different from what you wanted, and now you could be feeling a bit stressed out. Feeling like a bit stuck more than anything, it seems. Oh, I'm seeing 9 of Swords and I'm seeing 6 of Cups. You could be like wanting things to maybe go back how they were before, or you could be feeling like separated from things that are feeling comforting or like nurturing. But I'm seeing your guides be like, you need to move forward. Like that's what the encouragement is for you to like keep moving forward. And to move on from whatever this is, because I'm seeing this situation be done and over with. But now you're working with this part of yourself that this could be bringing up a lot of fears. It's bringing up some type of limitation that now you're working with. You went through something that it feels like put you in this position, but now your guides are like, you're gonna gain like a very specific skill set by being in this position where you feel limited and working from that place. So this is actually like, you're right where you're supposed to be right now, but there can be a part of you that's like, I liked how it was before. And you could maybe be mourning that or something, like seeing 9 of Swords and seeing 6 of Cups. It can be like feeling really distraught and sort of like losing yourself in nostalgia because you want to go back to like when things felt good, like that type of thing. But I'm seeing that like there was a period of like rest or like not moving or limitation, something like that. It's feeling more like limitation than anything, but something needed to like stabilize mentally for you, which seems like that's now accomplished. And it feels too like I'm seeing this be like you working with all of these different energies within yourself, aspects within yourself. So you have 10 of Swords and you have 5 of Pentacles that are working together. 10 of Swords is like painful situations, difficult chapters, excruciating things mentally that we go through, and 5 of Pentacles can be sort of dealing with the after effect of that. Now, how do we actually get this to work in order to like work through this, to make progress, to break ground, those types of things? Over here I'm seeing 4 of Swords and I'm seeing Knight of Wands. This is like knowing when to rest and relax versus knowing when to hit the gas and go. And working with those two energies, like when do I need to take a break, when do I need to center versus when can I just run with it, like that type of thing. Having King of Swords and having Magician is about when it comes to what you're trying to create, manifest, produce, what you're envisioning, wanting to accomplish, those types of things. King of Swords is about keeping yourself in that space mentally, and also the way that you're showing up, especially like mentally and communication wise, being like parallel to that, so it's not taking you in the opposite direction. 9 of Cups and the Fool is about like going for something, but this could feel like far off in some way where you're like, this is what I want. I don't know how possible this is. I'm going to try to make this happen. I feel like I'm sort of working in an unfamiliar situation. Because again, it feels like you're limited, or you could feel like you're disadvantaged. And so you're like, I've never tried to do this in this type of environment or something like that. But it's getting those energies to work together. Because 9 of Cups is like what you want. And the Fool, the way that I'm seeing it in this situation, sort of like your faith and your willingness to explore ways to get to what you want, especially when you're in like maybe not the most ideal situation. You could even feel like certain things have limited you so much that it almost feels like it's working against you a bit, but you're meant to be moving within those limitations. Otherwise, it would like change the whole game. Make sure that you're managing your stress levels. Some of you may be experiencing anxiety, stomach problems, headaches, not sleeping. Depends on how extreme this is. Yeah, I'm seeing it again with 6 of Cups and 9 of Swords. This feels like not allowing the past to hold you back and sort of catching up to where you are in this moment and working with that and working from there. Because the way that like 6 of Cups can be detrimental to us is sometimes it can make it difficult for us to accept where we are. Like, it was better before, or I wish that I could just go back 24 months ago, or like whatever it is for you. And it can make it hard to accept, like, this is what's going on right now. This is what I have to work with. I'm supposed to be here in this place, like those types of things. So I'm seeing like that sort of thing being sort of like rectified here. And it feels too like you may, I don't know, there could be something about the past that's still distressing to you for some reason, only because things have changed, and it may be something that's still, that you're still sort of coming to terms with, like where we are now versus where we were before. But I feel like your guides are saying like move on from it, because it seems like sometimes looking back is helpful when we need to review the history, but at this point it feels like it's just hindering you. And that's why we need to sort of like change focus, to change course and move forward. I'm looking at Mercury and I'm looking at Uranus here. Okay, Mercury and Uranus, when they are together with one another, it can mean that you feel like you're getting thoughts out of nowhere. It can be very different than the normal thoughts that you have. It can be feeling like a little bit zany, because that's the energy of Uranus, where you can feel these like bolts of inspiration, and then you're like, I want to do something about it. So it can be, this is going to feel really stimulating to your Mercury energy, which is like your thoughts and your brain and your processing. Having Uranus there, it's like shaking you out of the old ways and pushing you into the new ways of things. It can be uncomfortable, but you can make like the most brilliant discoveries and advances if you're willing to sort of ride along with this energy. So that's how they're connected, okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.